Hey guys, it's Blood back again with another video here to do my review of WWE Extreme Rules 2017. The show just got off the air about 30 minutes ago, and I was having a good time watching it. I had a phone with me, so I was chatting with friends on Facebook. I was also posting stuff during the show, and I had popcorn and Coca-Cola to drink during the show. Honestly, excellent main event, another great opener. But other than that, I thought the show still could have been better, to be honest. Like, I don't know if it's just me upset about some of the winners on here, but whatever. I'm gonna get on to my review now. So yeah, uh, opening match. Well, not the opening match, but the pre-show kickoff match. Kalisto versus Apollo Crews, who had Titus O'Neil with him as a manager. This was a decent match. Some good high-flying stuff. He had Titus O'Neil supporting Apollo Crews throughout the whole thing. Then I think eventually Kalisto got the win with a roll-up. Really fun pre-show match. Better than most pre-show matches, in my opinion, at least as of late. So yeah. Then the show officially begins, and we kick off with the WWE Intercontinental Championship match, where if Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, he will lose the Intercontinental Championship to The Miz. This match was awesome, guys. I don't care what anyone says. This match just had a lot of moments on the edge of your seat. You had Miz whole time, and even Maurice trying to get Dean Ambrose to DQ himself so that The Miz would win. There's a lot of back and forth stuff. You didn't know who was going to win, honestly. And you had the end with Maurice slapping The Miz so that The Miz would win by DQ. Well, that's what she thought would happen, but the ref knows that the ref wouldn't count it because obviously it was just so he could get a quick, easy win. Then, what happened after that? The referee sent Maurice backstage. She didn't even end up going completely backstage, because she was protesting against the ref and stuff. But then what happened after that? Then Miz pushed Dean Ambrose on the ref, hoping that the ref would think it was Dean who pushed him to DQ Dean. That didn't really work. Well, it was kind of being negotiated, but the ref was outside. Dean Ambrose did the skull crushing. I mean, not Dean Ambrose. The Miz did the skull crushing finale onto Dean Ambrose. Pinned him 1, 2, 3. Your new WWE Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. I was so freaking happy when The Miz won, guys. I was getting scared at the end. I thought The Miz wasn't going to end up winning, but he did. And he didn't even win by DQ. He won, pinfall. But that was awesome. Because Dean Ambrose, he's done nothing with the title. Because I don't think he's defended it on any pay-per-view at all this year. And The Miz, I don't care what anyone says, The Miz brought prestige back to the IC title last year. And he's going to do it again. Well, that's what he promises. He promises to bring it back. Yes, and I can't wait to see how Miz's second epic Intercontinental Championship title reign goes. I'm so happy that The Miz won, honestly. Yeah. Then we have the next match, the mixed tag team match. Noam, Darr, and Alicia Fox versus Swann and Sasha Banks. Decent mixed tag. To be honest, I was expecting a terrible filler match, but this is actually better than expected. Probably because of Swann, maybe Noam Darr, doing a lot of kippy flip-up moves. That was awesome. And you had Noam Darr just hugging Alicia Fox in the corner for protection, But yeah, Swann and Sasha Banks get the win. That's all you really need to know. Then we have the next match, which a lot of people are actually shitting on, but I'm gonna give my take on it. Kendo stuck on a pole match for the WWE Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss defending against Bayley. The match was really short. Alexa Bliss actually got the kendo stick. Or was it Bayley? Well, the kendo stick came down really quickly, actually. And then Alexa Bliss just beat the crap out of Bayley. Then did a DDT to get the win. Really short. Really, really short. I pretty much just told you the whole match right there. And well, there was Bayley chasing Alexa Bliss with the kendo stick too. But a lot of people shot on this match. It was way too short. That's what they think. And but honestly, most honor pole matches, you know, they're just the wrestlers like just grabbing up for whatever's on the pole all the time, to be honest. And you know, at least this one came on early, and at least we got a brutal ass beating with the kendo stick. I was so happy we got that, even if the match was short. So I like this match. I don't care what anyone says. I like it. And Alexa Bliss won, thankfully. But that's the last of my predictions. I got correct, unfortunately. Because the final 3 matches of this show, after that, I got all of them wrong. I'm just going to say what happened for these matches. We have the next match, Steel Cage Tag Team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. The Hardy Boyz defending against Cesaro and Sheamus. It was a good match, guys. But to be honest, it was pretty disappointing. I mean, it started off with just Cesaro and Sheamus trying to get out of the cage instantly. I hated that. I hate it when they do that in steel cage matches. But and you had Jeff Hardy do a whisper in the wind from the top of the cage onto both Cesaro and Sheamus, I think, to save Matt. That was epic. I will admit that. And then Jeff escaped the cage. Then he went back into the cage. And apparently Jeff was in the match again, which was dumb and weird. But they were, both teams were trying to get out. You had Matt and Jeff trying to get out through the door, and Cesaro and Sheamus trying to get out over the cage. Cesaro and Sheamus got out first, and they're the new WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. Them winning was a huge mistake in my opinion. Like, who really cares to see those guys as tag champions? Seriously, the Hardy Boyz, they are so over with the crowd. Sure, they may be a veteran tag team, but at least they still got it, you know. At least they're still over the crowd, you know. So yeah. But anyway, match was good. It wasn't great. It was pretty disappointing, to be honest, but yeah, I just want to move on now. Then we have the next match, submission only match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Neville defending against Austin Aries. Neville defending against Austin Aries. Sorry if I mumbled there. This was a solid match. They did a lot of great technical stuff. They fought outside the ring and stuff, and pretty much what you expect from these guys. Way better than the Payback match. I really didn't like their Payback match at all, to be honest. I don't think it's quite as good as their WrestleMania match, and that was a kickoff match. But this match, really good stuff. Really, really, really good. I hated the ending though. I don't know why they won't just have Austin Aries win the title. I hate Neville as a heel. He's badass. I just wish they didn't give him the chicken shit part of being a heel on him. I really wish he was the type of heel who was a bad guy but could definitely like pick up the win the proper right way. Those are the type of heels like I like. And I wish Neville was that type of heel, but no, he's a fucking chicken shit heel. I hate that. But what can you do? And he makes Austin Aries tap out. Austin Aries didn't win a single one of these matches. Shit. But yeah. Regardless of that, really good match. And yeah. And now we go into the main event. The Fatal 5-Way Extreme Rules match to determine the #1 contender for the WWE Universal Championship. Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe versus Finn Bálor versus Bray Wyatt versus the big dog Roman Reigns. This match started off a bit slow. We got a lot of one-on-one stuff between certain wrestlers instead of it being a true Fatal 5-Way match. But that's just at the start, because when shit picked up in this match, it picked up, seriously. There were so many crazy things going along. It was so much fun to watch. You had a lot of quick, different interactions between wrestlers. You had Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt teaming up for a little bit, you know. And then Bray Wyatt turned on Samoa Joe, and that was awesome. And then Joe ended up fighting Bray Wyatt. I hate it when they do this in matches. Bray Wyatt did his move to Roman Reigns on the announce table. It didn't break. I hate it when the announce table doesn't break. It pisses me off, and it's like you're masturbating, and it shows the guy before you bust a nut, basically. But yeah, but after that, totally made up for it. Roman Reigns, he did an epic spear to both Finn Bálor and Samoa Joe through the barricade. That was epic. And Bray Wyatt was on an announce table. Seth Rollins got on the top rope, did a huge frog splash onto Bray Wyatt onto the announce table, which was amazing. Then we had Roman and Seth going at it one-on-one for a while. That was awesome. And then we had Finn Bálor and Roman Reigns one-on-one for a while. That was awesome. Finn Bálor did the coup de grace to Roman Reigns. Looked like he was going to pick the win, but Samoa Joe comes up from behind, does his submission move, makes Finn Bálor pass out. I hated that ending. I really wish it was a pinfall victory, but it's cool that we're getting Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. I never thought we'd see that match, to be honest. That will be at the next Raw pay-per-view, Great Balls of Fire, which is a terrible name, but that's on July 9th. And yeah. Samoa Joe, congrats to him. Excellent, epic match. I'm not sure which Extreme Rules main event I like more, this one or AJ Roman from last year. But yeah. I actually predicted Finn Bálor to win. I thought he was about to win, but of course the thing was Samoa Joe. And it was Finn Bálor who took the fall too. Dang. Epic match. Good pay-per-view. Could have been a bit better in my opinion, but at least the main event exceeded expectations, at least in my opinion. So you know, I can't call this a bad show at all. You know, the main event and the opener, and you know, the show's worth checking out. You know, I feel like a lot of people are gonna have diverse opinions, so yeah. I really don't have anything else to say. So yeah. You know, good show, some disappointments, but whatever. And hope you guys enjoyed my review of Extreme Rules, everyone. Money in the Bank on June 18th. I'll be reviewing that, and thanks guys for watching. Peace out.